Hi and a huge welcome to Steve's Kitchen. Today I'm going to make that kulfi ice cream that I promised to do many months ago. Now this is a wonderful Indian ice cream, and if you love your Indian food or any spicy food, you can do nothing better than to finish with a wonderful kulfi. And let me show you now how simple they are to make. Now, if you ask 10 people how they make their kulfi, you're going to end up with 10 different recipes for sure. This is just the way I make my kulfi. I've got 1 tin of evaporated, unsweetened evaporated milk. The next ingredient is cardamom, but I'm going to use a teaspoon of cardamom powder. And what makes a great kulfi is saffron. So I'm going to take a pinch of saffron and drop that in there now. Then we're going to take this over to the stove. And then we're just going to gently heat this evaporated milk on the stove. We don't need it to boil, but we want it to absorb the flavour of the saffron and the cardamom. Now when that's come up to a simmer like that, I'm just going to let it on the side here to cool down a little bit and let those flavours continue to infuse into there. I'm just going to take a 14 ounce or 400 millilitre can of sweetened condensed milk and pop it into a bowl. And into that I'm going to add 40 grams or 1.5 ounces of slivered almonds and the same amount of pistachios, but I'm just going to crush these up a little bit until they're coarsely crushed like that. Now remember, not salted pistachios. And pop those in there as well. Then I'm going to take that bowl and give these a mix through. Then I'm going to take our evaporated milk with the saffron and the cardamom in it and just pour it in there. Going to give this a mix through. The smells coming off of here are just absolutely delicious. Now that will have cooled down a little bit, but I'm just going to chill this in the fridge for 10 minutes. Now whilst that chills in the fridge, I've taken 300 mils, that's 10.5 ounces of whipping cream, and whipped it up until it's lovely and thick like this. Of course you can use Cool Whip, and we'll just set that aside. Now that has cooled down, it's been in the fridge for about 10 or 15 minutes. And now I'm going to add my whipped cream in there. What this does, it adds a little bit of air into our kulfi, makes it a little bit lighter. So first of all, just fold the cream into the mixture, and then we're just going to take a whisk and just blend it together until we get a nice smooth texture. And do it gently, don't try to knock too much air out of the cream. And when it's lovely and smooth like that, we're ready to pot these things up. Now I like to put my kulfi in these little terracotta pots, but you could use little popsicle containers or little plastic cups, and I'm just going to ladle this into the pot. And we just want to pour it in there till we're about 1/2 inch from the top of the pot. I'll just do another one here quickly. Now I've got my little kulfis all set out in a pot here. I'm just going to take a little bit of silver foil, pop it over the top there, nice and tight, and then we're going to pop those into the freezer until they've set. They should take about 8 hours or so. And when they come out of the freezer, you are in for a treat, because this is one of the most delicious ice creams ever. I'll just take the cap off of that one. Now you could eat that straight from the pot as is with a spoon, or you can take your kulfi pot and just pop it in some boiling water, count for about 30 seconds or so just to let the heat get through and release the ice cream from the inside. And I like to take a fork and just stick it into the kulfi ice cream deep in and give it a little twist to release the ice cream. And then hopefully you'll be able to just tap that out onto a plate, and there is your kulfi. Now I'd sprinkle a little extra pistachio over the top of that, maybe even a slice or two of fresh mango. And there you have it. There is a kulfi to die for. I mean, these are so delicious. If you haven't had these before, I urge you to try it. Now here goes, I'll give this kulfi a try. Oh, if you haven't had a kulfi before, I urge you to try this. This is packed full of flavour. It's so delicious. And even if you've made kulfi before, try this recipe. If it's a little bit different than yours, it really is fantastic. Anyway, please share the love, give this one the thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Be good. Now it's a beautiful sunny day here in Australia, and I'm off into the garden to sit down and enjoy myself this kulfi. So I'm going to leave a couple of links to some other recipes here. Please stay in touch, comments down below, subscribe to the channel. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.